I didn't realize how empty the universe felt until she left. People talk about grief like it's a sharp pain, but for me, it was more like standing in a quiet room where something important used to be. A presence, a warmth, a gravity. Her name was Aelira, and she was not human. She was a Lumerian, a species that looked almost human but carried an otherworldly glow beneath their translucent skin. Their eyes shimmered like starlight frozen in water. Their voices carried harmonics we couldn't hear but could feel, and their emotions, when shared, were overpowering in depth and sincerity. We met during the Helion Trade Accords, a tense diplomatic mission between Earth and the Lumerian clade. They assigned me as one of the human delegates. She was assigned as a Lumerian liaison. In those first weeks, she studied humans the way an astronomer studies stars. Gently, reverently, like she couldn't believe beings like us actually existed. And in time, we became close, too close if you asked either council. Not romantic, not physical, but something deeper. Lumerians didn't have a word for lover like humans meant it. For them, lover meant one whose existence harmonizes with the inner rhythm of your being. A soul bond, a resonance. For reasons neither of us fully understood, we resonated. But then she left, ordered away by her people, vanished without explanation or farewell. The day she departed, I stood at the viewport watching her vessel disappear into warp. My chest felt carved hollow by an invisible blade. And for years, nothing. The return. I eventually returned to Earth, working as a liaison for extraterrestrial cultural relations. I buried myself in work, in politics, in anything that would make me forget the ache. People assumed Aelira had been a diplomatic experiment, that she bonded with me only to gather data. Others assumed she'd simply lost interest. I never believed either theory. But even hope fades when enough time erodes it. Then, one unremarkable morning, everything changed. I was in my quarters on the orbital station Eidolon 5, halfway through reviewing xenopolitical documents, when a low harmonic vibration rolled through the walls. It wasn't mechanical. It wasn't atmospheric. It was familiar. My breath froze as their resonance grew stronger, like a tuning fork waking after years of silence. Then my door chimed. I opened it, and she was standing there. Aelira, unchanged. Unaged, unmistakably real. Her luminous eyes flickered, reflecting shock, relief, and something deeper, something like fear. Jonah, she whispered, her voice layered with the soft harmonics I had forgotten could exist. May I enter? I stepped aside numbly. For several seconds, neither of us spoke. I studied her in disbelief. Her skin had a faint, pulsing glow, brighter than I remembered. Her hair flowed like strands of silvered light, but her posture, tense shoulders, trembling hands, lowered gaze was new. Aelira, how? My voice cracked. How are you here? She swallowed hard. Lumerians didn't cry like humans, but her eyes rippled as though disturbed by unseen currents. I broke the law, she whispered. That stunned me. Lumerians were rigidly lawful. Violating a protocol for them was like a human cutting off their own limb. I opened my mouth, but she lifted a hand gently. I came for one reason, one question. She stepped closer, close enough that the air vibrated with her presence again, close enough that I felt the old resonance stirring like embers reigniting. Then she asked it, Am I still beautiful to you? The weight of the question. At first, I thought I misheard. Beautiful? She had never asked anything like that before. Her species didn't value appearance the way humans did. Beauty, to them, meant something else entirely, something closer to moral alignment, inner resonance, and emotional clarity. Her question wasn't about looks. It was about worth, about fear, about whether something inside her had been damaged beyond repair. Alira, I breathed, taking in her trembling form. Why would you ask that? Tears, clear as liquid crystal, welled at the corners of her eyes. They didn't fall. They hovered, defying gravity. I was changed, she whispered. Forced to evolve. Forced to break. She reached toward her chest and let her fingers hover over her heart, where the glow beneath her skin dimmed and flickered. My people discovered something in me that should not exist. Emerging. A resonance with a human. They saw it as corruption. Her knees buckled. I caught her before she fell, her body weightless as starlight. The Council of Lumeria labeled me unstable, she continued, voice trembling. They imprisoned me, studied me, tried to sever the connection that formed between us. I felt anger surge through me, sharp and raw. How long? I whispered. 5 of your years, she said. In darkness. In isolation. With nothing but the memory of your voice to anchor me. Her hand moved weakly to my wrist. That memory saved me, she whispered. But it changed me, too. She looked up then, eyes shimmering with fear. So I ask again, Jonah of Earth, am I still beautiful to you? The truth I never said, my throat tightened. Alira, the being who once moved with elegance and confidence, now stood before me trembling like a wounded animal. Her glow flickered unevenly. Her harmonics were dissonant, like a chord struck off-key. She believed she was broken, unworthy, tainted by a connection she never asked for, but never rejected either. I lifted her chin gently. Alira, beauty isn't a thing you lose.
Not to me.
Her breath hitched. I don't see you as damaged. I see you as someone who fought through something I can't imagine. Someone who crossed galaxies to ask a question that deserves the truth. Her eyes widened, shimmering like a star collapsing into emotion. You were never beautiful because of your glow, I said softly. Or because of how you looked. You were beautiful because of your heart. She blinked, stunned. And that part of you, I continued, never stopped being beautiful. Her harmonics shifted suddenly, a soft, resonant hum that vibrated through my bones. The glow beneath her skin grew warmer, steadier. She pressed her forehead lightly to mine, a Lumerian gesture of trust, of surrender. I feared you would turn away, she whispered. Never, I replied. The danger that followed, but the moment didn't last long. My quarters' lights flickered. The room trembled. The harmonics in the air sharpened. Alira stiffened. They're here. Who? I asked. The Lumerian Retrieval Vanguard. I cursed under my breath. They tracked you? Yes. She turned toward the door, glow intensifying. They will bring me back. Force separation. Or terminate me if they believe my resonance threatens their purity. I stepped in front of her. They're not taking you. Her eyes widened. You would stand against them? I swallowed. I won't let you go through that again. Not alone. Emotion rippled across her features. The door suddenly slammed open. 3 Lumerian enforcers entered, clad in crystalline armor that refracted their inner glow into sharp beams. Their leader stepped forward. Alira of the 5th Harmonic, he declared coldly. You are to return with us immediately. The human liaison has no authority to intervene. Alira stepped beside me. Please. I request asylum. The enforcer's glow darkened. Denied. My fists clenched. But before I could act, Alira lifted her hand. A harmonic pulse rippled outward. Not an attack, but a shield, knocking the enforcers backward several steps. She sagged from the effort. I caught her again. You can't fight them, I warned. Not alone. Her eyes met mine. Then don't let me be alone. Stand with me. Something in me snapped into place then. I stepped between her and the enforcers, spreading my arms wide. She's claiming asylum under Earth Lumerian Accord Article 14, I declared. Any force used against her without due process is an act of war. They hesitated. Even Lumerians feared political fallout. But their leader shook his head slowly. Aelira is no longer Lumerian. She is corrupted. Her resonance is unstable. She is dangerous. Aelira whispered behind me. They're right. No, I said firmly. They're not. I glanced back at her. You survived what they did to you. That doesn't make you dangerous. That makes you strong. Her glow brightened. The enforcers raised their hands, ready to incapacitate us both. Aelira stepped forward beside me. For years, she whispered, they forced silence upon me. Her glow surged. But I will not be silent now. Light erupted from her, not destructive, but clarifying, a pulse of truth. The enforcers staggered, overwhelmed by the sudden surge of emotional resonance they didn't expect. When the light faded, they were on their knees, trembling, not from pain, but from what they felt. Lumerians couldn't handle raw emotion the way humans could. She is, one of them whispered hoarsely, harmonically beautiful. Aelira gasped quietly. The leader rose weakly. Aelira, you have evolved beyond us. No, she said softly. I simply learned to feel. He bowed his head, a deep sign of surrender in their culture. We will not take you. And just like that, they left, ending the question answered when the door slid shut and silence returned. Aelira collapsed into a nearby seat, exhausted but alive. I knelt before her. You fought for yourself, I whispered. For the first time. Her luminous eyes softened. I fought because you answer my question. She reached toward my chest, her fingers hovering over my heart. In my people's tongue, she whispered, beauty means the ability to inspire harmony in another. Then she leaned close, her forehead touching mine again. You make me beautiful, Jonah. Warmth bloomed between us, not romantic, not physical, but something older and deeper. A resonance restored, a soul bond renewed. What now? I asked softly. She looked at me, hopeful, trembling, luminous. Now, she whispered, I begin a new life, one of my choosing. If you will allow me to walk beside you. I smiled. You never had to ask. Her glow brightened fully for the first time in years. And for the first time in years, so did my own world. She came back. She chose me. And she was, in every way that mattered, still beautiful,